because we're going to be twisting, so we need to warm up our neck. So feet, we're putting our fingers through our toes. We're keeping our ankle and our heel as still as possible, and we're mobilizing this top section of our foot. So this section here, which is really important when we come to dorsiflex. And it's also really important when we come to, oh, it's sunny where Kira is. Oh, it's absolutely lashing it down with rain here. I'm so jealous. Okay, totally jealousy. So yeah, so we're doing this to one, warm up for the dorsiflexion. We're also warming up our sciatic nerve. We're also warming up quite a lot of the nerves that come into through our pelvic floor. And we're also warming up and helping with balance, which is so important. And I've realized my camera's quite high, so I'm going to adjust that in a minute so you can see me better on the floor. So we're giving a good warm up here. Then we're going to swap and do the other side. So same thing on the other side, just getting this nicely warmed up. Okay, so if you find it hard to put your fingers through your toes, persevere with it. It can be quite painful to start with, but eventually it becomes a lot easier. And this spread of the toes is really important as we go through our lives, but also if you do other things like running and things like that, or yoga or anything like that, to get that flexibility in, especially the big toe, is super important. Okay. Excellent. So I've just had a client and she was having problems just with leaking when she was running. And when we looked at her running, we had to sort her knee out because her knee was coming in, but also she wasn't pushing off her big toe. So she was very much just kind of pushing off kind of the ball of her foot because she runs in barefoot shoes. So now she started to engage her big toe. She can feel her calf, her hamstrings working, and she is not leaking so much. So it's an important thing to think about. So hopefully we're on the road to finding the bits in her puzzle. So making sure you use your big toe is really important. Okay. I might come to this mat now, looking like multi-mats. Okay. So once we've warmed that up, we're going to come through to the fascia. So we're going to take our finger and we are going to work from where the toes start. So the actual bones of the toes start. And we're going to press between the bones of the toes into the fascia. And you can use your finger like a little caterpillar, or you can just slide it down all the way towards where the toes come out of your foot. So there are lots of reasons for warming up the feet to do with your pelvic floor. So just between each bone, you can just slide it, feel how it feels. Good. Just trying to see if I can lower the camera a bit more. I think I can. Then you just get a bit of, I don't feel quite so far away then. Okay. Right. So once you've done one foot like that with the fascia release, we're going to move to the other foot and do the same thing. So again, pressing from where it emerges from this bridge here in the foot, all the way down. Excellent. Good. Okay. Once you've done that all the way along your toes, we're going to come to sitting for a moment. We're just going to focus on our rib cage. You can sit however you like for this one, legs however you like, but body, we want to really have our sit bones underneath us, finding that neutral pelvis. Rib cage on top of our pelvis. Remember, we want to have that equal distance away from the rib between the rib cage and the pelvis all the way around. So have a little find of that if you want to. Just, you can stretch one way so you feel that length on one side and that shorter side. Stretch the other way for long and short again, and then come back to the middle where you can feel like you're really far away, but equally distant. Then you can press the rib cage forward. It's weird, eh? You press the rib cage forward and your pelvis rocks forward. Push the rib cage back and your pelvis doesn't naturally rock back when you come into the back one though. And then come so your rib cage is directly over the top. And then just relax your shoulders, relax your face, balance your head on top of your shoulders, listen to your conversation behind you. Okay, we are going to do 10 nice big slow breaths in your own time. And I'd love you to focus first on your rib cage. So your first 4, just on your rib cage, widening to the side and definitely widening behind you. So we really get that 360 breath and that full stretch of the diaphragm. Okay, take your time, nice and slowly. As you exhale on these, I'd like you to think about your sacrum being rooted into the floor, almost like it's got roots going into the floor and your head moving towards the ceiling. Once you've completed your first 4 breaths, or 3, 4, 5, wherever you get to, when you remember that this is supposed to be an element of counting, then I'd like you to focus on as well, as you inhale, I'd like you to think about your neck totally relaxing. And as you exhale, I'd like you to think about all the muscles in your neck, all the laryngeal and pharynx and everything, all just lifting gently up the same way the diaphragm is. So this inhale is widening. And as you exhale, it draws gently back to a resting position and just gently up. Good. Make sure your face is relaxed. And for your last 2, I'd like you also to think about your pelvic floor. So as you inhale, your ribcage is widening, your laryngeal diaphragm, your neck is widening, everything's expanding. But I'd also like to think about your pelvic floor expanding. So just think about it. You can think about it like the petals of a flower opening. You can think about it like, you know, when you throw a glass of water on the floor and it all just spreads out. And then as you exhale, just allow it to come back to its resting place. Just a couple like that. Okay, so we're starting sitting today, and we're going to start sitting in whichever sitting position suits you best. So you're going to grab a block or grab anything that you like. So we've got 3 main choices in hypopressives. So we've got, unless you want to sit on a chair, then we've got a 4th choice. So we can have our legs crossed, dorsiflex. So the dorsiflexion we have to make sure when we dorsiflex, we don't pull back too tight. We want to pull back enough so that we're starting to light up the legs, like a dimmer switch going on, but not so much that we're tensing our toes too much. They'll tense a little bit, but we don't want to be pulling back really hard, because what happens is we send a message to our body saying that it's frightened or scared, and then we jettison all our pelvic floor muscles. So we want to just have a nice gentle dorsiflexion. So we're sitting either cross-legged, legs out in front of us, hip distance apart. And if you're in this position, you're pressing your heels lightly into the floor and drawing them back towards your sit bones. Or knees together, feet together, and then drop your knees out towards the side, keeping your heels together. And again, think about squishing marshmallows underneath them and pull them gently back in towards your sit bones. If you're sitting cross-legged, you want to think about slowly drawing your feet past each other. So we've got that engagement of the legs. Okay, so we're going to do a twist, but we're going to practice the twist first. So we're going to place our hands like this, like a prayer. We're going to keep our head directly over our fingertips. As we inhale, we are going to twist round to the left, keeping the right part of our pelvis grounded to the floor. So we're just moving our true rib cage. As we exhale, we're going to come back to the front. Good. Then we're going to inhale same way. We're going to inhale again the other way. So same way, keeping our head directly over our hands. And we're going to exhale back to the front. Good. Then we're going to inhale, widen our ribs as we turn to the side again. And then we're going to exhale back to the front. Close your mouth and nose, pause, and slowly widen your ribs. Widen, widen, widen. Hold for as long as is comfortable for you. And when you need to inhale, you're just going to start your twist the other way. So we're rotating just the rib cage. So you want to really feel like your pelvis stays neutral. And to help with it, you can ground the opposite part of your sit bones down towards the floor, because we don't want any lifting off. So we want to just get this rotation into the obliques, into the back extensors, and then back to the front. So again, inhale to the side when you're ready, just in your own time now, making sure your head stays directly over your fingertips, and then back to the front. And after your 3rd one, you're going to do an apnea, hopefully. And hold that apnea, the apnea is a slow, gentle widening of the rib cage to the sides and behind you. Okay, once you finish that, give the wee arms a shake off. We're going to keep that whole idea, but this time we're going to take our hands out towards the side, palms face towards the front. So we've got that palms face towards the front, reaching out through your little fingertip. Thanks for that cue, Diane. And drawing your bra strap back a little bit, just to make sure that you're balanced totally over your pelvis. Now we're going to inhale and we're going to twist towards one side, keeping our head directly over our chest and keeping our hands extending out to the sides of our shoulders. So we're making sure we're not using our arms to twist with. Good. Then as you exhale, you're going to come back to the start. Shall we do some counting with it? So let's do 4 and 8, so it gives you a long time to think about it. If the counting's too slow for you, please just take 3 breaths in your own time. So ready to inhale and twist to the left. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, widen your ribs. As you widen your ribs, extend your fingers backwards so your palms are facing towards the sides. Hold that apnea breath for as long as you can. And when you need to inhale, inhale here, and exhale, shake it off. So we've got quite a few, we've got some new people. So just to remember, just a wee reminder, extending our wrists. So when we extend, our fingers are pointing back away from our wrists. If I say flex, what we're doing is we're rotating our wrist, our elbow, and our shoulder, and we're flexing our wrists backwards, taking our thumb to our middle finger. So it's like that thing you used to do when you're a kid with your eyes, that kind of idea with the hands. Okay, so let's go again. So this time we're going to flex when we go around. So I had to remind everybody. So lengthen, we're going to do 4 and 8 again. To the right this time. In, 2, 3, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, start widening your ribs. As you widen your ribs behind and to the side, rotate your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, and flex your wrists, finger to a thumb. Hold for as long as is comfortable for you. And when you make sure you can still see your arms in your peripheral vision, make sure you haven't pulled your arms backwards. Make sure they're still pressing out towards the sides. Shake it off when you're ready. So we're going to do both sides with no break in between this time, hands out towards the sides. We're really working that shoulder girdle. We're going to do flexion the opposite way and extension the opposite way this time. So hands out towards the side, reach through it. 4 and 8, I'm doing no talking, just counting. Let's go for it. Ready to inhale to the left. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, widen your ribs as you rotate into flexion for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate to the right, 2, 3, 4, back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look straight ahead, guys. In, 2, 3, 4, back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause, widen your ribs and extend your wrists for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here, exhale, shake it off. Okay, so we are going to come to supine on the floor now, and we're going to look at using our legs to rotate our pelvis and also to get into our obliques. So our obliques are those muscles that come down from your rib cage to your pubic bone and then in towards your adductors. So super important for our pelvic floor. So let's get down here. So when we get to the floor, we are going to find our neutral pelvis first. Then we're going to find our rib cage heavy on the floor, which is where we're going to try and keep it for this exercise. We are then going to make sure the back of our head is heavy on the floor. And let's just take a nice deep slow breath here and then let it go. Okay, so for this one, we're going to bring our knees and our feet together, squeezing them together. Good. They're going to stay squeezed together. We're going to take our hands up towards the ceiling first, as if we're reaching our fingers up towards the ceiling. And we're going to reach both our shoulder blades off the floor and then allow them to sink back onto the floor. And as they sink onto the floor, we're going to open our hands into a T. Good. Nice. Palms face up, T. So now what we're going to do is we are going to twist from the pelvis. So we're going to use our pelvis to twist our legs over to one side. And our legs are going to be like mermaid's legs. So they're going to stay stuck together. We're trying to think about keeping our rib cage on the floor as much as we can. We're keeping our shoulders definitely on the floor. So as we start to twist, we're thinking about twisting just from the pelvis. And we're trying to draw the ribs down towards the floor on the opposite side. This is not about how low you can get your legs towards the floor. This is about getting this like true twist in the supine position. As we exhale, we're going to draw them back, and we're going to really think about the obliques pulling. So the obliques are these big long muscles that come from the ribcage down to the pubic bone. We're going to think about the obliques really drawing the legs back into the center. So your feet will move as one unit, your knees will move as one unit, your pelvis will move as one unit, hopefully. So we're going to go one way first, inhaling over, exhaling back, and then our apnea, and then the other direction. So big thing here is to keep everything nice and squeezed together like a mermaid. Okay, are we ready? Ready to inhale over to one side. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Okay, so for the next one, you're going to want to have your legs, make sure your legs are reasonably close to your buttocks. Not too close, but reasonably close, because we're going to have the option on the apnea of bringing our hands down by our side, tilting our pelvis and coming up into a bridge position. So a narrow bridge position, squeezing our legs together. So I'll talk you through it, but make sure that you can easily come up to a bridge if you want to do that option. So again, reach your hands up towards the ceiling, pull your shoulders away from your sockets, allow them to gently, softly come back down, and then bring your hands out towards the side. Squeeze those knees and those feet together, relax your face, sacrum one way, head the other. Let's go for it. Over, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over, 2, 3, 4, back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Bring your hands down towards your sides. Pause. Option to tilt your pelvis as you widen your rib cage, pressing your knees over the front as you come up into a wee narrow bridge. Hold until you need to inhale. When you need to inhale here, remember to think about dropping your rib cage down, pelvis up. Slowly lower yourself back down towards the floor. On the exhale, reach your hands up above your head again when you're ready. Just take your time. And then allow your shoulders to sink back down. Hands out towards the side. Let's go the other way. I think everybody's with us. Let's do it. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Hands down beside you as you slowly open your rib cage. Tilt your pelvis. Press your knees over your feet in the front. Option to dorsiflex your feet while you squeeze your thighs together. Drop your rib cage down. Press your pelvis up as you bring your hands over the top of the head if you want to. These are all options. When you need to inhale, inhale here. Exhale, come back down. Well done. Okay, Selene is our next pose. So we've got an option here for people. So we're going to have our legs fully extended today with this one. We're going to cross our right leg over our left leg at the ankle. Now, your option here, you can either stay with this just as a straight pose. So we're going to do it first time as a straight pose. And you can just keep swapping your legs and your hands over as we all twist. So we're going to start with the right leg over the left leg and just do the basic pose. I'd like you to feel here like you're about to push your feet off a swimming pool wall. Your sacrum is drawing down towards your feet and your head towards the opposite wall. You're going to take your right hand, because that's which leg's on top, in front of your body, palm facing towards the ceiling. Then we're going to take the left hand and we're going to slide it underneath the right one. So palms are touching the back of the hand, but palms are squeezing together. Then bring it down towards your pelvis, pressing out through your elbows lightly all the time. We're going to do 3 nice slow breaths, and then during the apnea, we're going to move our hands above our heads. So, ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs. As you widen your ribs, pressing your hands up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Exhale, hands back down. Okay. So if we're going to twist this, we're going to do it like this. So we do our 3 breaths, our apnea, and then during our apnea breath, we bring our hands up above our head as we twist onto our side. Now, if you struggle to get onto your side, if this is a twist is too difficult at the moment, it doesn't mean it'll always be too difficult. Then what you can do is you can draw the top leg up the outside of the other leg and use that knee to help twist you over onto your side. So it just gives you that little twist from the pelvis to start with. Then we do 3 nice slow breaths on our side. And then during our second apnea, so holding the apnea, we're going to look with our eyes, our head, our neck, our shoulders, all the way down towards the floor. Ta-da! And then we're going to go the other way. So we're going to give you time to get onto your side, so don't worry. I'm going to give people time, and we're going to just start the breaths again on your side. So let's just do it, see how it feels in your body. Right leg over the top of the left leg. If you don't want to twist, just stay with that basic one we learned at the beginning. Right hand, and then left hand sliding underneath. Press your hands together. Ready to inhale? Let's do this. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs. As you widen your ribs, bring your hands up above your head. Option to just twist onto your side or pull the knee up if you want to and twist onto your side. Hold it here on your side when you get here. Make sure your ear is on your arm, your pelvis is stacked, and let's do 3 breaths here. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs. Holding that apnea, you're going to come down with your eyes, your face, your shoulders, your hips, everything to the floor. And when you get here, swap your feet over, swap your hands over, and let's go the other way. I can't see you all now, so I'm just going to be judging it because I'm going to roll away from you. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs, bringing your hands up above your head and twisting onto your other side. Holding it there when you get there, making sure you're nicely stacked and nicely balanced. Good. And then you're going to do 3 nice slow breaths here in your own time this time, because I can't see where everybody's up to. I should have turned around. So 3 nice slow breaths here in your own time. And when you're ready to do your next apnea, you're going to perform your next apnea. Start the apnea before you start moving. And then look with your eyes, your head, your shoulders, everything as you twist back towards the floor. I love Selene. It's a great pose. So this is all about getting the core control to slowly take yourself to the floor in this spiral. Looking good, guys. Then once you've done that one, you're going to pull your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a lovely rock from side to side. Just really enjoy it. Cross your spine.